Hello everyone, welcome back. This episode of Bitcoin Trade, I go over some chart analysis and maybe a little bit of news, not too much. But anyways, I wanted to, and unfortunately the price has already moved a little bit. But if you're able to, let me see if it focus. I guess it just won't focus. Anyways, I guess I'll just go on with this. This is Bitfin, and the reason why I'm starting at Bitfin was for a while between Bitstamp, BitC, and even Coinbase, which is right here, this Coinbase price, that Bitfin was actually pulling away. It was deviating from, at least from the prices. And what I noticed was that Bitfin was about $10 on average higher than all the other exchanges, and all the other prices, even BitC, was starting to pair up, was starting to be equal to Bitstamp and even Coinbase price. So all the prices started to level out except for Bitfin. Bitfin was a little bit higher, and I was gonna start my video, but I was too busy. But it just started to. This is on a one hour on Bitfin here, but it just started to collapse, and now the price is about equal, about 26, 27, 29, 21. I'll try to see if I can show you. There he goes. So you're looking at 27, 23. This is 26. 29. So now I'm starting to see the prices starting to fall in kind of the range where they should be. BitC for the longest time was almost it was higher than Bitstamp and Coinbase. If you had any funds in there, if you were trading on BitC, that was probably the best time to either buy in or cash out. Cash out meaning trade shorting the Bitcoin for US dollars, since I'm trading mostly US dollar denominated Bitcoins here. So that was probably the best time. Even Coinbase price was paired. I mean, Coinbase was almost the same price as BitC, which usually doesn't happen. But Bitfin, and let me see if I could just go in there. You can barely see it. Anyways, Bitfin over here was on average from $10 to $15 higher than the other exchanges. And you know, when I saw that, I kind of sensed like right around this price, right around here, around this time frame, I noticed the price of Bitfin was higher than all the other exchanges, and that usually indicated to me that there's downward pressure on the price. And finally, Bitfin has come down on the price to where it's almost the same as the other exchanges. So you know, when I see prices moving up too high, it just kind of reminds me a lot about Mt. Gox, you know. So I'm kind of I pay attention to that. So if I see any exchange prices go higher, especially you know, when they're higher on average than the other exchanges, I kind of tend to, you know, look at what's going on a little bit more closely. And so anyways, that was my experience with trading recently. Let's go look at the actual chart analysis now, and we'll take a look here. So there's no lines here. All right, I didn't want to put any lines because if you've been watching my episodes, you've probably seen what's going on. Now, if there is a retraction in price, a retracement in the pricing, it's a question of where is the support? Where is it going to bounce off to go up again? So if you've seen my previous episodes, you see this is the long downtrend breaking out. This is obviously broken out of this downtrend, at least temporarily, because it's higher than this high, but it hasn't quite gone up this high yet, which it was pretty close. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's not exact science, but you have to admit it's pretty darn close to where it what I thought it was going to be. It was a little bit short right here, stopped right here, but I thought it was going to be at least, but it's never, exactly the way you want it to go anyway. So anyways, it's stopped right here about this pricing level. So that's where it stopped. The question is now, where is it going to, it's obviously starting to turn. You'll see it on the average, on the 10 period and the 25 period average here on a 12-hour time frame, that it's starting to cross over. So it's no longer riding on this uptrend on the 10 period average. It's starting to come down and starting riding below that. So it's riding the 10 period on the bottom side. So that means a little bit downward pressure, and plus the pricing difference. I mean, even right now, if you look at this, Bitsy and Bitstamp are really close in price, and you can see right now Bitstamp is at 626, which is not bad considering where it was. Let me see here, focus. Where it was, because originally it was Bitfin was about $10 to $15 between these two. Excuse me. Between these two exchanges here, and so so that kind of indicated to me some downward pressure when I see things like that. Anyways, question is now is it's gonna obviously retrace. Question is, how far is it gonna retrace? So that's what I wanted to get into more. And so it's already kind of hit this bottom. This could be a small retracement right here, hitting the high and then coming back here where you see a little support here and here. That could be another buying opportunity at these prices here, at wherever it is, 616, 600, 605, somewhere around there. Somewhere around the 600s is a good possible support area. Another one is right around here. There's also another good support area at 690. Oh, is that 595? 590, somewhere around 595, and it's basically off of this. What you find is the top of resistance become the support for the prices that break through. Another support could be right around here at this level, or at this level, somewhere around here. And again, top, you can pick top or bottom or in between, somewhere right around here between this and the bottom of this. So, and then another one would be right about here. And finally, of course, so that's just based off of this price trend move up. I think another solid, if you just pull back a little, is if you look at these two areas right here, this particular area here and this particular area here. This is kind of where it really needed to make the breakout here, and then bounced and went up further. So here is another great support. I believe this was the channel, the two channels I was talking about, one channel down here and the other channel up here, with this pricing range here and here. So these were the channels I was talking about that it was going to move into. Well, it's broken out of that channel and it's gone up. Maybe it'll come back down, bounce off of this at somewhere around 540. So 540 seems to be a solid buying opportunity right around here. If not, where it is right now is also another, you can take a chance. I mean, you don't want to miss out, because you don't want it to bounce and then explode, or it'll go sideways around here and then explode again. And this is another part of a wave theorist, is you see all these little waves. Well, this could be the first wave of a bigger wave. This is wave 1, bounce 2, and then 3 will be a larger wave. So there's waves within waves. Of course, it also could mean this is a retracement to go down further. That's the problem with waves. It's waves within waves. So anyways, that's a Bitstamp. We'll take a 12-hour look at Bitsy here. And let's see here. Where is another good place to, right around here. So 550 could be another good one. I'm not sure where it was trying to break out of last time, but Yeah, I'd say about 550. So same thing here, except the price on this. If you look at price of BitC and Bitstamp, when they're really close like that, usually BitC is lower. But when they're really close, you know, either if you have Bitstamp or BitC, my opinion, those are great buying opportunities or selling opportunities, depending on what position you're in, because they're almost the same price. And as they fluctuate or start moving around, that's when you're going to start seeing things kind of move a little bit. The Chinese exchange here is still higher, which I suspect over time will probably go down as well. It's just like Bitfin. That was about the price of Bitfin. Right about here is about 331, about $10 higher. So Bitfin was coming down now. Let's go on to Bitfin. Speaking of, so here's Bitfin, and I've gone to an hour, but let me see. Let's go back to 12 here. But it's finally starting to come down on price. It was about $10 to $15 higher than all the other exchanges, so at least in US dollars. So now it's come back. It's 620 now. It's gone to 620. Oh, 620. I don't know how low it got. It went to 619, I think. But anyways, here is the current price, which is about the same price as Bitstamp, BitC, and probably Coinbase. Perfect buying or selling opportunity, depending on which position you're taking on this. When they're all priced about equal, that's when, me personally, that's when I like to buy, because all the pricing is the same. And then when they start moving in price, one goes up higher, one goes up lower. Depending, you know, typically BitC goes a little bit lower, so you probably want to sell on BitC, and then Bitfin sometimes goes higher, sometimes go lower. I mean, it depends. But typically, what I've seen is Bitfin or Coinbase are typically usually a little bit higher than Bitstamp, but not all the time. They tend to move. But I've seen Bitfin move much higher than Coinbase and Bitstamp. Bitfin has moved up higher than all of those exchanges for the most part. So if you're trading on Bitfin, that'd be a great time to buy if it goes up in price. There's no point in buying something and then it drops, all the prices on all exchanges drops $100, but it's $10 higher than any other exchange. That's not a really good reason to buy when the price is dropping. But you know, usually if you have Bitfin or even, well, Coinbase is kind of different, but let's talk about Bitfin. If you have Bitfin or Bitstamp, that might be a great buying opportunity, because you'll start seeing the prices kind of move in price. Again, kind of like an arbitrage, but not really. I just see it more as a value play, and that's just my opinion. Anyways, same thing here. I think right about here at 550 is probably going to be a good support area. If it goes down that far, you could probably put some limit buy orders in there, and you know, if you sold up here and you bought back here, I mean, even if the price did continue to go down, I mean, you made a gain. That's the kind of play that I would play, because I'm long on Bitcoin. So if I sell at 600 and then buy in at 500, I could possibly reinvest that extra $100 I made and buy more Bitcoins, and just wait it out for the price to go back up. That's someone who's, of course, long Bitcoins would do. If you're long the dollar, you would have sold out a long time ago, and you know, you would buy in but try to sell out on tops. But I do that and I don't do that. I just most of the time what I do is I just reinvest any gains that I've made, and I'm trying to get more and more Bitcoins is what I'm really trying to do. That's my ultimate goal. So with the prices being all paired up about the same price, which is good because when I saw all the other prices, this is Coinbase now, and you see it's about 625. So they're all about 625, 622, 624. So they're all about the same price now, which is excuse me, which is really good because what that means it's if you happen to be trading right now. Sorry, I'm trying to focus it there. If you're trying to if you're trading now, I I personally do think it's a great time to be, again, buying or selling, since all the exchanges here. Let me see if we can. Since all the exchanges are all about 20, 620, 625, that's kind of the point I'm trying to get at. And so you see that this is Coinbase, and you see this is starting to turn. So it's retracing from this uptrend. So it is retracing, and so it depends on how far it's going to retrace. So far, it looks like it stopped right about here. If it stays in here, that's, in my opinion, a good sign, because that means it's just staying at that level, and it's probably building up the momentum, the pressure to break through up. If you see more downtrend, this is probably a great pricing area to have your buys. It looks like a very good support. You see it here, here, and then here as well. So this price around here, around 450, that's a great support area. I think I'll probably have a few limit buy orders here to you know, to make, you can gain Bitcoins or US dollars by shorting and going long. So play it how you play it, but I think this is a great support, and hopefully this is going to help you out. And last but not least, let's go to Kraken. And even if you convert euro to dollar, even Kraken was going up a little bit, and then it pulled back. Now it didn't go up as long as Bitfin did, but it did go up a little bit, and then that shorter period of time, it just came back to reality, where it actually started pairing up with all the other exchange prices in US dollars anyway. But I noticed one thing about Kraken, and the only reason I talk about Kraken is because they are a US based company out, I believe, in San Francisco. I did open an account with them. I'm still waiting for verification, so I could start trading Bitcoin for euro. Right now I'm just able to trade Bitcoin with another cryptocurrency. So if you plan on trading on Kraken, you have to verify yourself to the point where there are certain limits, restrictions on how much you can trade, how much you can put in, how much you can take out. Also, you might want to be a little patient, because it's almost like a real, U.S. trading account, but it's not U.S. dollars, it's in euro, and you just have to wait to get verified. You have to provide that information. So I'm waiting, and I do want to trade in euros, and I do want to trade on this particular exchange because I see differences in the other exchanges, which can help me indicate an uptrend, downtrend, or whatever, and it also gives me another play in euros. Not that it matters, but you can convert. Obviously, you can convert your dollars to euros just by simple calculation. What's really important is that the Bitcoin to whatever currency you're using, or whatever cryptocurrency you're using, right? And if you're trading on exchange, this is what the price is on that particular exchange. If you're trading in reality, you can use this to based on a price of what you want to sell or buy in the real world for Bitcoin to US or euro. anyways, Kraken is about the same price, and then if you just go here and you look at the Chinese exchange, I'm noticing Chinese exchange is a little bit higher in US dollars than all the other ones. So they're lagging a little behind. It wouldn't surprise me to see them go down, follow suit. Um, but then again, you know, they're on their own. They're doing their own thing out there. And so finally, let's take a look at this chart, and you'll see that it's been. This is a Bitfin price, and you'll see that it's it just started to come down back to other prices. So it's trending down. This is an hourly, and this is really taking a deep. Well, this has really gone down in the last couple hours here, last hour or so. So let's take a look at some of the other exchanges here. And so let's see here. So that was Bitfin, and then let's go to Bitstamp. And you see that the price decline on Bitstamp has already happened, and it's just leveling out compared to Bitfin, where you see the prices catching up to all the other exchanges. And then let's take a look at Bitsy. There you go. So again, the prices have already started to decline. Now it's starting to level out, where you see Bitfin starting to decline right here at the end. You see. So there you go. So if you're trading on Bitfin, you had a little delayed reaction to take action. If you didn't, then you just, you know, it is what it is. What can I say? But most importantly, here's the last thing I wanted to show you before. And if you look at the 30-day average where the lines are, you'll notice that it's getting very, very close to the 30-day average, especially on Bitfin. So I mentioned, you know, this 30-day average moves up, it's going to get closer. Now it's got to do a couple things here. It can bounce off that 30-day average and go up from there, or it'll break through. And if you noticed, and I'll just use Bitfin here. So the 30-day average is right about here, and you notice it's skirting right about here, which happens to be a really good. Well, if you just look at it on this short-term level, it seems to be right about here. This is the 30-day average, which seems to be the support here. It looks like the support. So short-term, this could be a support, but I think long-term, this is really going to be the support right about here. So 30-day average is bouncing right around here, and if the price can bounce off of this 30-day average area and bounce up, then we're still on a very good uptrend. If it breaks down, passes through the 30-day, of course, this is the support right about here. So, and as you can see, there it is. And another thing you might want to notice is that Bitfin has done more volume now than Bitstamp. So Bitfin has now taken over as far as the US dollar, the highest in US dollar volume exchange for Bitcoin. And then they got OKCoin here, which does this much. You think for this much they'd be going gangbusters, but you know, I guess it is what it is. They want to be on top, they're on top. I wish they could. I wish the Chinese could lead if they're going to be on top, but they're not. I'm talking about mainly the Chinese government, but they're not doing any of that. So, anyways, there you go. There's a significant change there. So you might want to start looking more at Bitfin as the leading indicator of things to come. Although I do use Bitsy, and they've kind of been a really good leading indicator. Bitstamp and Coinbase, just to let you know, during that time, I'll go to Coinbase here. Coinbase pricing and then Bitstamp pricing were almost identical. The chart was very identical. The pricing were identical. So Coinbase and Bitstamp price, there's a really strong correlation between Coinbase and Bitstamp. And then Bitfin, although it's typically higher in price, I have noticed Bitfin prices really does correlate in the way they move, not really the price per se, but the way they move with BitC. I know that sounds different, but at least for a while it was correlating really with this BitC pricing. Now BitC pricing has started to correlate more with Bitstamp and Coinbase, and now Bitfin has started to the pricing has started to go down to the point where it's come down to Bitstamp, BitC, and Coinbase price around the 620, 628, that kind of stuff. So, although it's climbing here, then again, it's BitC is also climbing a little bit. So that's kind of the chart analysis I see. I do see some kind of retraction going on from the current surge in price, but I think that's very typical, that's very normal. The question is, there's a couple of options in my opinion, that it's gonna go sideways around here at this price level and then go up, or if it continues to break down, look for support level around here, and that's the support level here, and then it'll bounce, hopefully it'll bounce up. If it breaks below that point, then you're looking back in this range around 420 again. So it's gonna went up, break through, break down, and then bounce off around 420, 400, range in there again, and maybe it'll go up further, but who knows? It all depends on what it does. So take your limits, take your stops, put them in the right place, and hopefully you'll have a great day of trading. So this is going to conclude this episode. Not too much news. Let me see, what news is there? There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, well, I guess that's it for me. I'll just end it off on Bitstamp. And then there you go, Bitstamp price. So feel free to comment, like, dislike. Also do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.